The Lost Caverns of Ixalan has just had its pre-release weekend, which went off without a hitch for most players in most areas that I heard about, but there is a darker side to what's happening with this set, and it involves the financial side of the singles inside the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. In today's video, we're going to discuss what's happening at the LGS level and all the players out there who may be trying to sell their cards. You enjoyed your pre-release this weekend. You've decided you want to sell some of the big hitting cards you got, only to find out your store doesn't want to accept them and is not going to pay you cash for them. So what happens now? Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy today's content, like and subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bells, new stuff every day. So what's going on out there when a store doesn't want your cards? When you try to trade in some Caverns of Souls and they don't want to take it. Even at 30 bucks, they don't want it. What is going on out there when you can't get rid of a Cavern of Souls? I know, a lot of you are wondering, where is this happening? It happened a couple of times already, and I'm sure when I get more information this week, we're probably going to hear about it a little more. Remember, trust is something that Wizards is not good at earning. They haven't really held people's trust in mind when they've done some of the things they've done, which means stores are not willing to take the risk, especially a smaller store who may be a little bit cash strapped. They're not willing to take on a lot of extra singles if they don't think they can sell them. And this is where we're at. I know that standard cards are selling. I know some of these cards in this set, especially the variants and stuff, are going to be worth a lot of money. But we haven't even seen a lot of the collector boxes yet. But we have seen these pre-release kits where I saw several Caverns of Souls this weekend at various events I was at. And a couple of these events where the people tried to trade them in. And they said, hey, it basically pays for most of their pre-release. The stores didn't want them. They said you could get store credit, right? But they weren't going to pay any cash out of the till to help reimburse you. And I thought that was kind of interesting. And when I asked some of the store owners what was going on, it really was a cash flow issue. And they were worried, if I take in these 4 or 5 Caverns of Souls, am I going to be able to sell them enough? And if there's this many at our pre-release, just over our small amount we're opening here, how many are going to be found at other events in the grander, bigger scheme of things? And that has them very hesitant to accept any of the high-priced cards. And of course, stores are well aware that a lot of these prices drop after release. That's why we always tell players, don't buy any cards really. Don't pay top dollar. Always be patient and wait 90 to 120 days after release to start picking up the cards. Let the market bottom out because there's always another set coming, which means the prices get lower and lower as the money moves on. But to have a store just flat out say no, they were selling singles, but they weren't willing to accept a lot in. And that left a few of these players kind of wondering what they should do. Now, I'll be honest, I was not in a position to say anything to anybody. I just wanted to listen to the conversations and take it in. I asked the store owners privately and not in a public space to see what was going on. And when they're worried about what Wizards is still going to do, when they're worried about how the rest of the set's going to unfold, and then they brought up the issue of 30th anniversary, they brought up the issue of the play boosters, and they're worried about, and he's here in Canada, they're worried about import fees. They're worried about transactions that may or may not happen if they can't get product in time for release, because a few of these guys didn't get their products in time. Some of them had damaged product that came as well. That was another issue. I think that was a shipping issue, but some of the stuff got damaged, like totally mashed up boxes. Of course, they're not going to accept those, but that means some players didn't get to do the pre-release. And the pre-releases did go off without a hitch, guys. They were very popular. I know several stores actually sold out, and they had wait lists for people trying to get in. And that was great for the store. It's great to have more people playing and enjoying these sealed events. But wow. Not taking a Cavern of Souls, not taking a veto for a vampire deck. I know veto's already fallen in price, like a couple of dollars now. Galta, stuff like that. Seeing the prices fell where they were and seeing the lack of interest from the stores, and in some cases not even the owner, it was just some of the workers there, and I guess either they were told not to buy anything this pre-release weekend or to only take store credit. Only credit toward other things, right? So some players did trade in for that in the end when they haggled and got some pricing done. But no cash came out of the till, I'll tell you that right now. Nothing left that store. It was only intake. nothing outgoing, which I found kind of fascinating because I remember being at several tournaments, especially back in the Amonkhet days, Hour of Devastation, and I remember getting like Ronus, I think, the fancy gold bordered art one, and I think I traded that in for like 40, $50 right on the spot. So to know that you can't do that now, to know that there's just like no way that you're going to get cash for your cards right away and maybe help you pay for that pre-release evening you just had, was kind of shocking to me. I don't know how you guys feel. I'm hoping you'll leave some comments in the comment section just to let me know if any of that stuff happened in your areas. I just want to know a broader context of everyone in the world and how things are working wherever you guys are. States, US, overseas, UK, Australia, Philippines, Germany, wherever you guys happen to be, France. I know I have quite a few viewers from those areas. Please put down some comments there because I found that stuff just like, really? Everyone was having a good time. No problems with the rules or the concepts of how the game is played, but at the end, in that last like 20-30 minutes when we're all wrapping up and cleaning up and laughing about some of the crazy combos and things that happened, you're like, oh, and you don't want to take my card? No, we're not taking anything tonight, man. You have to come back next week. We'll wait till the actual official release comes out and we'll see how the card prices settle by then. We think they're going to fall further. We're not sure because we've seen so many cards opened. And just listening to that worker say that, I'm going, wow. Remember when Cavern of Souls was like $100 and everyone wanted it, and now you don't want to buy it now? Now, I'll be honest though, two of the stores where I looked, they still had like Cavern of Souls from like original releases and stuff. They already had a couple in their showcases in most cases. Of course, this is a different printing, but I'm like, they still had some. There was some of these cards, these reprint cards already existing. So I'm thinking if they already have 2 or 3, do they really want to take 3 or 4 more? I guess not, because they haven't even sold the ones they have. And with a card like this being reprinted, you know the value is going to dip. So I get where the store is coming from, I guess, from that context. But it's the idea that you don't think it's going to sell. Cavern of Souls will sell. But I guess not maybe at the value it's at right now. It's very interesting. The MTG finance world is very shaky right now, where players not sure and stores are not sure. And Wizards probably thinks they know, but really I don't think they know. So I think over the next few weeks, when this set really gets opened up and people go to get cracking on stuff and get into the boxes, and we'll see how it affects standard and how these cards roll out. We'll see collector boxes opened, see if Mana Crypt is a more common card, although I think it's really hard to get from what I'm hearing from people. I'll be curious to see how these prices actually fall, because if Cavern of Souls becomes like a really common card and just like plummets in price, you think I won't buy an extra like 4 or 5 just for a couple of different commander decks? I'll be the first one there buying these things. If they drop cheap enough, right? If they fall cheap enough. But if they start creeping up, say they are harder to get, maybe these releases were kind of freak events where that card doesn't get poured into the market. Maybe just these stores had an abundant supply, but maybe in the bigger, grander scheme of things, the card isn't reprinted as heavily. I wonder if the price will kind of creep back up because people think it's going to be more common than it really is. Just like Mana Crypt. It's really falling in price right now, but these prices could reverse if it is an actual harder to get card. But we know Wizards sometimes wants to, kill a card and make sure the value of the card drops, and maybe that's what they're trying to do with Cavern of Souls. I won't know until I see it. I gotta get a lot more information. I'm still waiting from their 10 or 12 stores, and I've got to email more to find out. But either way, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys see out there. Were your stores taking trade-ins? Were they taking cash for cards? And did you try to sell anything and they said no? I'd like to know some more information, and also any damaged stuff out there, because 2 events I was at had damaged product, okay, and they couldn't really do anything with it. And a few of the individual boxes, the cards were like kind of shreddy wheat. They had all kinds of flecks and stuff off the sides. I mean, they still play with them, they put them in sleeves, but you could tell there was some damage to the foils. So let me know what you guys think out there, guys. Thanks for stopping in. Not a super long video today, more of an informative, this is kind of what happened to me. I want to know what's happening out there with you guys, all right? Thanks a lot. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys all tomorrow for another video. Have an awesome day. Hey guys, a big shout out and thank you to the fantastic patrons, the fantastic people we have on this channel supporting each and every day. From my YouTube membership members to my patrons, they make it happen, guys. So thanks for being here. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble, guys. You made it to the end. Short story. I forgot my phone in the car in the first incident where the guy said he didn't want the Cavern of Souls. 2 guys came up. Do you want to buy our Cavern of Souls? We'll take some cash tonight. And the employee said no. That one there, I could see in the glass cabinet that they had like 4 or 5 copies. Okay, they had like a little stack in a little container, right? And then I went up to my car, and I didn't think much of it. I thought maybe just store's cash strapped. But then I went to the other pre-release on Sunday, and it was a bigger store. I didn't even think about it till afterwards, but one of the players was talking about how the store didn't take the Cavern of Souls from him and a couple of his friends. And I didn't know which versions they were turning in. I just heard the conversation. They were just talking at the table next to us. So I didn't have my phone with me, so I went to the car. And when I checked the inventory at that store, they had 12 copies in there, various ones. I'm going, okay, they already have lots of copies. If those copies aren't selling, then obviously they don't want to take more copies in. So that means the store's just going to refuse to take this stuff. And that's where the value of these cards can get backed up. This is where the value can diminish because they reprinted a card that really didn't need a reprint because it was already available in multiple stores around the globe, right? I mean, I'm only seeing a couple stores I'm talking about, but I'm sure that's kind of the running story at a lot of these stores. So I'll be curious to see what happens going forward. Will the card recover? Will it go down in price because there's too many sitting around that players don't actually need to be reprinted? Like it's almost like it didn't need to happen, but they did it anyway because it has value. Kind of crazy. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here on the channel today. Hope you had a great time at your pre-release. We had a blast. Mini Mox won. He didn't win the whole tournament, but he went 2-1, which I thought was pretty good. I was like, that's my guy. He had a veto deck. It was actually pretty good. I helped him build it. Yes, I helped him build it. And if you're wondering how I did, I probably told you guys the live stream. I went 3-1. I did very well. A few crazy stories I can tell you guys, but you have to watch the live stream, okay? I'll see you guys later. Have an awesome one. We'll be back tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel.